The wedding hall was packed, but the groom was nowhere to be seen. Just as I was about to panic, Quentin Lawson finally appeared, dressed not as the groom, but as the best man. His arm was linked with Olivia Nevin, who was dressed in a flowing white gown. Together, they looked every bit like a couple. His groomsmen rushed over, pulling him aside. "Are you out of your mind? Not only are you late, but you brought her." Quentin sighed, rubbing his temples. "Lev's memory stopped at the day we kissed in high school. She thinks we've been together ever since. I couldn't just leave her behind." Olivia stood there, twirling her fingers like a lost schoolgirl. My gaze locked onto her hands. She was wearing my wedding ring. Quentin walked over, holding her hand in his. With a warm smile, he said to me, "Natalie, congratulations." The hall fell silent. My voice trembled, unable to hide my frustration. "You're congratulating me? Isn't today our—" "Natalie." Quentin cut me off, eyes flickering with panic. He glanced at Olivia, making sure she hadn't caught on, then turned back to me, his expression cold. I was stunned. He had never looked at me like that before. Back when news reports of domestic violence terrified me, Quentin had held me close and promised, "I would never so much as raise my voice at you. If I ever treat you badly, may I be damned to the deepest hell." That promise still echoed in my ears. Yet now, he was telling me to be understanding. I swallowed my pain and nodded. Quentin let out a breath of relief, until I stepped past him and faced Olivia directly. I held out my hand. "Olivia, sorry, but the ring on your finger is mine. Please return it." Olivia blinked in surprise, then suddenly burst into tears, turning to Quentin like a fragile flower in the storm. "Quentin, isn't this the ring you gave me as a gift when I remembered our love? How could it be hers? Did you lie to me?" Panic flashed across Quentin's face. He frantically wiped her tears. "Don't cry, Liv. It breaks my heart to see you sad." I stood frozen, watching my groom shower another woman with affection. One of his groomsmen stepped in. "My bad. I mixed up the rings. I was in charge of them today, and somehow, Quentin's gift got switched with the wedding ring." Olivia pouted and yanked the ring off, tossing it to the floor in disgust. "I don't wear other people's leftovers." The ring rolled to the side. I bent down to pick it up. A sharp pain shot through my hand. I looked up to see Olivia's high heel grinding against it. "If I can't have it, no one can." The crowd gasped. I clenched my fists, just about to speak when, enough. Quentin's voice was firm. I turned to him in shock. Guilt flickered in his eyes before he looked away and, without hesitation, kicked my wedding ring into the lake. I stared blankly as it vanished beneath the water. Once upon a time, he had cherished that ring, transported it across 7 countries, and proposed to me under the northern lights. Now he discarded it like trash. Olivia giggled and wrapped her arms around him. "Quentin, you know I hate when my things get tainted by others." I know. Quentin patted her head with a loving smile. She turned to me, blinking in surprise. "Natalie, why are you still sitting on the ground?" "Oh dear, I did steal your ring. How about this?" She suddenly picked up a soda can tab and held it out excitedly. "Here, let's use this as your wedding ring instead. Just like in those TV dramas. So romantic, right?" I took the soda can with shaking hands. The laughter in her eyes stoked my fury. I lifted the can, ready to splash its contents on her. However, before I could, Quentin shielded her with his body. His groomsmen grabbed my arms, holding me back. "Natalie, have you lost your mind? She's just a bit delusional from the memory loss. Don't take it personally. Yeah, today's your wedding. Don't be so petty." I stopped struggling. A wave of exhaustion washed over me. Quentin glared at me, storming forward and snatching the soda can from my hand. "Enough. If you don't want to marry, then don't. Picking on someone who lost her memory, how low can you be? I can't believe I ever thought you were kind. Apologize to Liv. Now." I stood there, numb, as everyone rushed to comfort Olivia. Turning away, by the time I returned to the dressing room, my emotions were under control, but what I saw shattered me. Quentin was on the couch, holding Olivia in his arms. A smear of red on his lips hinted at what they had just done. "Quentin, where's the groom? Did Natalie get abandoned at the altar?" Olivia asked curiously. I froze in the doorway. gripping the frame so hard my knuckles turned white. One last chance that I locked eyes with Quentin. My heart screamed, "Say it. Say you're the groom. If you do, I'll forgive everything." He noticed my gaze and stiffened. Olivia pouted, biting his lip. "Tell me, Quentin." I shook my head desperately. "Don't answer. Just don't answer." Quentin lowered his eyes, smiled, and whispered, "Liv, you know him." "Oh, who is it?" "Ryan Pickett." At that moment, something inside me shattered. As soon as the words left his mouth, I lowered my head and let out a self-deprecating laugh. So it was Ryan. The same Ryan who once humiliated me in front of everyone, calling me a shallow gold digger. Even if Quentin had to lie, he still wouldn't let me end this wedding with dignity. Olivia was briefly stunned when she heard the name, but in the next second, she was already fiddling with her phone. Before Quentin could react, she had dialed the number. "Ryan, it's your wedding today. Why aren't you here yet?" "Yeah, we're all at the bingo estate." Olivia, now excited, started gathering all the guests toward the ceremony hall. Meanwhile, my hands and feet grew colder, my blood seemingly ceasing to circulate. The phone rang for a long time before I numbly pressed the answer button. "Natalie." That voice was like a devil whispering in my ear, making me want to throw my phone away. "Try hanging up on me and see what happens." I swallowed my emotions and gave a low response. A cold chuckle came from the other end. "I thought that by refusing to be Quentin's best man, I wouldn't have to see you again. But I heard I'm the groom today. What's wrong? You forgot to inform me." I picked at the stain on my wedding dress and struggled to reply. "Don't worry about it." There was silence on the other end. After a long pause, his voice came through, as chilling as the winter wind. "Heh." After having spent too much time in the restroom, I forced myself to stand, my stiff legs finally regaining warmth. As I opened the door, a shadow loomed in front of me. It was my groom. Quentin's face was dark as he stared at me. "Who were you just talking to?" I ignored him, stepping around him to leave. Suddenly, he grabbed my wrist, pressing down on the exact spot where I'd been injured. Pain shot through me. "Answer me," he roared. I lifted my head and met his gaze, refusing to back down. "Didn't you say it yourself? The groom of the day is Ryan. What's wrong? Big shots like you forget what they say so easily." His expression darkened. Our eyes locked for a long moment before his gaze faltered. "Natalie, I was just saying it offhand." His voice, smooth and coaxing, carried a hint of reassurance. "Will Ryan come?" A bitter taste rose in my throat. Staring at him, my eyes burned with unshed tears. My voice came out hoarse. "Quentin, isn't this exactly what you wanted? To hear how Ryan would humiliate me. You said in front of Olivia that Ryan was the groom because you knew he wouldn't come, because I betrayed him for you, because he publicly declared that I, Natalie, was nothing but a disgrace. He hates me to his core. You didn't want to hurt Olivia, so you chose to hurt me instead. All I wanted was to end this wedding properly, but you wouldn't even allow that. You'd rather see me humiliated in front of everyone. He doesn't care at all. Are you satisfied now?" Quentin's expression lit up with something close to delight. He ignored my outburst and pulled me into his arms instead, his fingers gently wiping away the smudges around my eyes. "So Ryan really insulted you? He got you this worked up? I'm the only one who can tolerate your tantrums." He moved to press his forehead against mine, but I turned my head away. "It's all my fault. I'll make it up to you. Natalie, be good. Once today is over, I'll come home to you. Everything will be settled. Trust me, okay?" I blinked away my tears, remembering how I had begged him earlier, how desperate I must have looked. Forcing myself to sound indifferent, I said, "Quentin, there won't be a future. I'm breaking up with you." His brows furrowed, his gaze filled with dissatisfaction and condescension, as if I were throwing a childish fit. "Stop it, Natalie. What will you even do after breaking up with me? Didn't you say before that you wanted to have 2 kids with me? To be a good wife and mother? Now that you're breaking up with me, what else do you have?" I froze. He was right. For him, I had left Ryan's company at a critical moment. I gave up everything because he once told me that the Lawsons only needed a wife who could manage the household. Now he was using that against me. Just as he was about to leave, I grabbed his sleeve and insisted, "Quentin, I mean it." His expression darkened. His patience had run out. Coldly, he pried my fingers off him one by one. Natalie, you're really willful. Good thing Olivia's memories will take another year to fully return. After today, we won't see each other for a year. She can't handle any more stress. A year from now, I'll reconsider whether you're fit to be my wife. Don't disappoint me. Over at the ceremony hall, with Olivia leading the charge, all the guests had gathered. The moment she saw me arrive, a wicked glint flashed in her eyes. Natalie, you're finally here. Where's the groom? Why isn't he here yet? Oh my God. Don't tell me the groom abandoned you on your wedding day. Whispers began spreading through the crowd. Wasn't the groom supposed to be from the Lawsons? Is it not him up there? Could it be one of the old Lawson man's illegitimate sons? The groom still hasn't shown up. Did he really call off the wedding? Olivia clung to Quentin's arm, looking at me triumphantly. Just as I was about to announce the wedding being called off, a strong arm suddenly wrapped around my shoulders. A gasp rippled through the crowd.